Hi there, my name's Denise. I'm one of the liaison librarians for education. What I'm going to do is show you how to use Library Search, that is the library's catalogue, to find scholarly literature on a topic. So here I am at the library's homepage, and you can see the library search box here. All you have to do is type your term in the box and click search. You can see here that while that was pretty simple, what in fact it got us was almost 2 million results, far too much to read. So we're really going to have to refine what we've found and be more precise and get more relevant material. On the left-hand side is a filter pane. And one of the very first things that I can do is apply an age range. So I'm going to give it the last decade. So I've typed it in on the left. I'm going to apply. And you can see that's cut our results down a bit already. The other thing I'm going to do is lock this filter. So that means that that date range will be applied to all the searches I'm going to do. All right, so how are we going to make this more relevant and more precise? If we use the advanced search, you can see that we will be able to combine terms. In other words, combine concepts. So if we're looking at creativity in education, education can be my second concept. And you can see that the two ideas are being joined together with the operator and. That's cut our results down quite a lot. And if you look through these, you'll see that most of these have got something to do with creativity and something to do with education. But that's still a tremendous amount of material. One of the ways that we can make this material more specific is to ask for our keywords in the subject field of the records, because if someone has applied a subject heading, it means that that book or article must be substantially about our keywords. And if we have a look here, we can see that, yes, this is actually what it looks like. One of the things that you might like to consider is that to get an overview of a huge complex topic like creativity, it'd be good to start with a book. So when you scan these, look for books that might give you that kind of overview or foundation perspective, like this one, for example, or like this one. Let's just click this one. When you look at the record, this is an electronic book, so you'd be able to download it and look at it at home. Here are the subject headings that have been applied, the ones I asked for. And I can read a summary of the content of the book. If I decide that it is actually worthwhile, I can click this little pin like this. I'm going to add it to the saved records. And that means it will still be waiting for me when I've finished my search. Let's go on. So now we've got some starting points. We've got an overview. We've still got a great deal to read. So what we might do is add yet another term. Suppose that you were interested in early childhood. You can see that I've typed early childhood in quotation marks. That means that the two words are bound together as a phrase. We can't have childhood in one place and early in another. It has to be early childhood. And you can see that I've got even fewer results. I could put all kinds of terms in. So for example, if I'm interested in the various processes to do with creativity, I could just ask for the word process. I've put a star on the end of it to get all possible endings of the word. Now I'm down to 600 things. There's all sorts of material here. If you look on the left, you can see lists of the kinds of material that we're looking for. But we do know that what we get has to be peer-reviewed. It has to be scholarly. So let's apply online and peer-reviewed as one of our filters. That's cut it down a great deal. And I'll lock that one. There we go. To the point that we're seeing almost entirely journal articles. And that's because academic books aren't peer-reviewed in exactly the same way that scholarly articles are, even though they may be just as rigorous and just as scholarly. All right. In that case, let us go to articles and apply articles as a filter. And I'll lock that one again. We've still got a great deal that you could skim. You could add more terms at the top. Another thing you might like to think about is trying this keyword filter here. What this does, it gives us broad discipline areas to choose from. So suppose I choose education and educational research, but you can see you have many different options. I'll apply that as a filter. And let's have a look at what we've got now. So I might decide that I like quite a few of these. This one, this one, this one, and so on. If I still had too many, I could change the dates here to the last 5 years, for example. The next thing to do is to click on the pin. When you do that, you'll see a list of everything that you pinned. You can do all kinds of things with these. You can select all of them or just a couple of them. And if you click on these 3 little dots, so you'll need to look carefully, now you can email them to yourself. And what you'll get in the email is pretty well exactly this, including the links. The other very useful thing here is the search history. Now, when you're beginning this process, I recommend very, very highly that you go to the search history for the session. So here's where we began down the bottom, and it tells us what we did. It tells us what we found. I very strongly suggest that you print this out and then file it in your research folder, at least to begin with, because then you'll know what you searched and what you didn't search. So don't forget, library search, advanced search, and you can put in all of your terms. Don't forget the pin. Enjoy.